Buenos dias. Buongiorno. Guten Morgen. Bonjour. Let's see. I think I need a whole bunch more languages where I have to learn at least to say good morning. Oh, my goodness, when I think of being in Europe, my heart just explodes with joy and excitement. But here I am in the studio talking to you virtually. It's really not that much fun. But I want you all to know I love beauty school, and I think it's fabulous that Luba is presenting beauty school for all of you so that you still don't lose out because we're not there with you. Beauty school has a wonderful history, and it started when Luba came to me and said, Mary, I'd really like to do this. And I said, do you know how to do it? And she said, yes, I do. And I said, okay, you do it, and I'll support you. And that's how it all started. And I've been with Luba from the very beginning, from the very first beauty school that we had. And it's just become so successful, and so many people are learning how to use our products and learning about so many different things related to the physical and emotional body that comes from our products, and beautifying themselves and how to make yourself feel so happy and exhilarated. And don't we need that more than anything now in our world? So, to make yourself look pretty and feel better, why not? So I hope you have a wonderful time, and I look forward to being with you sometime in the future without this virtual camera. I love you all, and I look forward to being with you.
Hello, my beautiful international Young Living members. This is such a great opportunity for us as a humble beauty school team to share our passion and knowledge and everything what we do with all of you. Such an amazing virtual opportunity. I'm still thinking and in awe of this, that we can share everything what we know with all of you in so many different languages. Amazing. And when we started doing this, we never even thought that this will be possible. So happy to be here and working with my team, sharing everything what we know with all of you. So little instructions for the whole event. We are incorporating a lot of information about the skincare products, about makeup, but what is most important, what I feel, is building a confidence in all of you that you are beautiful, you are worth it to be here, and you are admired. You are all working hard. You are Young Living members, you are mom, you are sisters, you are employed somewhere and just working and doing amazing job. You should be all proud of you, and we, through our presentation, will make sure that you know it, that you are beautiful, you are admired, and we are so proud that you are part of Young Living family. As I mentioned, we are preparing hands-on training with skincare products, and some of you probably are new in this company, some of you already have some products, so feel free to use them and follow us when we do the instruction. I am sure some of you are in love with Savi minerals, and our expert, Tony Shepard, will go slowly and step by step teaching you how to apply beautiful Savi minerals on your beautiful faces.
Pamokys jūs, kaip naudoti Savi minerals produktus veidui. Ir kviečiame taip pat svečius, kurie irgi dalinsi savo žiniomis, o pats svarbiausias mūsų svečias šiandien yra Mary Young, Gruodžio mėnesį buvo toks specialus grožio mokyklos renginys ir jis
I
buvo
was fortunate enough to interview Mary Young and talk to her about her relationship with her husband. It was such a humble experience for me and just proving to me that he was just an amazing man and we all miss him. I have decided to include this presentation for all of you to really remember who he was and how his heart was full of love for all of you. I just remember, and I recently posted on the social media, how he will stop everything what he was doing, even if he was in the lab preparing new products or doing some important meeting, presenting. But if somebody asked him and needed him, he will just stop and do all his attention to this individual person. And that's what I feel we all need to do to take care about each other and be passionate for each other and support and help and love. So let's watch Mary Young talking about her love of her life, Gary Young. Mary, I would love to welcome you to this special holiday and Foundation Beauty School. I'm so happy that you find little minutes, I'm calling it little minutes, to come here and talk about Young Living, talk about leadership, talk about Gary Young.
Luba, I am really busy, but we're all really busy. But you know, I love beauty school. And you and I have done so much together.
And I
from
really
the very beginning, and we always have a great time.
appreciate your help and support as always.
Always. I'm always here for you.
We have decided to watch really Gary's last presentation at Zermatt Beauty School. You were there, he was there. It was an unforgettable experience.
It was, truly. And I think back on that, and he was magnificent, and we had no idea
Yeah,
that it would be his last presentation.
we didn't, and I always remember I scheduled his part for
Yeah.
30 minutes, 45 minutes, and after 3 hours, he's like, Luba, can I more? And I'm like, go ahead. It was amazing.
It was
amazing.
really, it was a treat for everyone. And who would have ever thought it was just because he came up to hear Jacob sing?
Yes,
And you created that as well.
appreciate the support as always. So let's watch a little part of his speech.
I would like to just acknowledge all of you for your commitments in Young Living, for taking this time out of your family schedule to come and be here with us and share in your spirit and your passion and your love, and then multiply that and take it back home to your families and friends and members of your organization. It's been quite a journey. It's the past is what builds you. It's the past that molded your character. It's the past that developed your personality. It's the past that created the path that you walk on today. So even though we talk about not living in the past is such a huge part of who we are. And I've often said, never forget where you came from. You know, many of us, and I see it so much in life, that climb the ladder and come into influence and abundance and wealth, and all of a sudden they're a different person. And they forget who they were, where they came from, and what created them and what molded them to be what they became. And folks, as you're out there building your organization and rising to abundance and wealth and prosperity in every way of your life, never forget where you came from. Because there's nothing more powerful than having wealth and abundance and being humble and prudent at the same time. And I was asked last week, I believe it was, Gary, what does it feel like to be a billionaire? And I said, you know, I get up in the morning, I shower the same, I shave the same, I put my pants on the same as I did when I had nothing. And I said, it means nothing to me except I can do more for people.
We heard he's talking about his humble beginning, and even if it was humble, in my heart I always feel it must be loving. Maybe it was not really pleasant because of the harsh beginning, but it was a loving relationship, and it's actually created him. Did he share some memories of his childhood, and would you share it with us?
Well, it's interesting when he talks about how your experiences growing up, those humble beginnings, shape your future, shape who you become and what you are. I marvel at Gary's beginnings. We talked so much about it. He told me so many stories, but I always remember him talking about riding on his horse and going up to the mountains, because that's where he would get away from perhaps the hard work and everything that he had to do. And he said, well, that's where I would go and communicate with God, and that's where I gained my strength. And you know, all through Young Living, that was his foundation. Even when we moved here to Utah and we had our home close to the mountains, he would get on his horse and go up to the mountains, and he would say, Mary, I have to communicate with my Father.
Aww.
That's what he always said. And when he would come back, he would be all excited and happy and have new ideas and enthusiastic about new things. I didn't ask him a lot, I just let him talk. But I could feel that energy. And of course, he had that horrible accident, and I believe that had he not had that accident, there would be no Young Living, because he loved the mountains, he loved his horses, and he was not one who really did well in the city. He used to call it the cement city, and he never wanted to be in it. He always wanted to be in the mountains. But because of that accident, he was not able to ride his horse anymore, and his whole life turned upside down. And that's what propelled him to look towards education and school and learning things about health and anything that might help his body heal. And that just sent him on a path that was never ending. And when he was introduced to the oils in his little research facility in Mexico, that opened up a whole new world for him, and his desire, I don't know what you could call it, his passion just drove him to go anywhere he could to learn whatever there was. He went anywhere anybody was teaching something that he didn't know that he wanted to learn. And he'd bring that back, and he'd go in his lab and he'd work with the oils, and then he studied the chemistry and learned how to combine oils because of their different chemical components. And it was just amazing to watch him grow. And he always wanted to share anything he learned with everyone. He wanted everyone to have the knowledge of essential oils, because when he made his first discoveries and he saw what oils could do, he knew that what he had discovered belonged to the world.
To the people.
To the people, to humanity. And I know that we grew because of what oils do for each of us individually. Everyone has their own experience, and what one person gains from one oil, another person gains the same thing from a different oil. So we're all different. And when you use a natural product, you just don't know how you're going to be affected by it. Gary used to say, you don't have to use the oils for anything in particular. You just use the oils. They know what to do. And they'll do what they need to do. And you just enjoy it. Just go for the ride.
You said it so beautifully.
And then he would laugh. And that's what I tell people now. There's a lot that we do know. There's a lot of science. There's a lot of research that's going on in universities and research facilities. And we have access to all that knowledge, to all that
Which is
research.
true when the idea what he had before when he didn't have this knowledge
Exactly.
is balancing and putting it together.
Yeah, and he loved science. He loved all of that information, but he had a knowing. He understood the energy. He understood the emotions and that heartfelt side of the oils. So you have to put them together. And he was able to put that together. And a lot of our members put that together. So many people are so affected by how the oils make them feel. And a lot of people, when they use the oils the first time, they don't even know what to expect. I had a really funny experience with a teenager just last week who came, well, he's one of my son's best friends. And he was feeling kind of down and sad. And so I brought him down highest potential
Okay.
and stress away. And I told him about how the oils can open your mind to new things. They can lift your spirit. And so I took off the lid and I said, hold this under your nose and smell it. And he closed his eyes and I saw him go like that. It just warmed my
happy
heart.
face.
Yeah, because he didn't really know what to expect. He said, oh my goodness, I feel so much better. What was he feeling? I don't know. But it's fun to watch how people evolve as they experience the oils. Did Gary have that knowing? He had a knowing for sure. But
He had a vision, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And
he did. I have to laugh all the many times he would make statements on stage and predict things or say he was going to do this and that and the other, and we'd be driving home in the car and say, Gary, why did you say that? You know we don't have any money to do that. You know we can't do that. And he said, Mary, I'm putting the energy in motion. What do you say to that? So I just was quiet and I let him put the energy in motion. And I watched him all the time, and no matter what he said he was going to do, maybe he didn't do it right then, maybe it wasn't that year, but next year he did
it. So
Everything he said he was going to do, he did.
vision and plans.
Oh, it was just amazing.
I remember in the video what we are watching, he was talking about his experience when he was sick and traveling and going to the doctors and not feeling good, and it was close to the end of his life. But the doctor said, Mr. Young, this is the age. What are you expecting? And I remember he saying, what the heck has the age to do with anything? So here brings me my other question will be the longevity, the youthfulness, the activity. I know that some people, they are in their 30s and they are old in my view. Some people, they are in their 105 and they are this enthusiastic, loving life
Yeah.
people. What is your...
And I know people who fit into both categories.
Yes, yeah.
It's really interesting, but Gary was a different kind of a person in that he always saw himself doing something else in the future. We would try to get him to rest. We would try to get him to stay home, and he just couldn't. He would say, Mary, I have so much to do, and I know I don't have much time. And I didn't understand what he was saying to me. He was telling me, but I didn't get it. But he had so much he wanted to accomplish that he just wouldn't rest. And he'd tell me all the things he was going to do, and I said, so when are you going to do it? And he'd say, right now. I remember the very first time I asked him a question about something, and I thought, well, we could find out tomorrow. And wow, he jumped on his phone and he had the answer for me in 5 minutes. And I went, who is this guy?
Who did I marry?
Yeah, really. I mean, he didn't let the grass grow under his feet for anything. He was always so fast. He was always moving. I remember when he was up at Highland, and you know Highland Flats so well.
Yeah.
And he was there with the harvest, and that's when he was suffering so tremendously from that bite in the jungle, and he'd just barely come home from Europe. And he had a fever. He was not feeling well at all, but he had to go up there because everyone was counting on him being there, and he didn't want to let anybody down. Well, he was really kind of dizzy, and he'd worked most of the night. He hadn't had any sleep. And so he went back to the cabin, and as the story is told to me, he was, we had members there who were helping him and said, well, Gary, you just rest, and tomorrow we'll do some more oils. We'll do more raindrop. And when they went to see how he was doing in the morning, he had already gone. He'd gotten up early and driven back to Spokane to the airport to come home because he had more things to do. And we all just marveled. It's like nothing would stop him. He didn't want to stop. There was more to discover. There was more that he wanted to give the world before he left us. And I had no idea that it was going to come so soon. I could never imagine that this was his last public.
Or maybe he felt something. That's why he was so.
He had a knowing. He had a knowing. And he would say, oh, Mary, you can run Young Living. And I said, Gary, please don't talk like that. Don't say that. And he'd say, well, Mary, you can. And I said, no, I can't. I said, you're the creator. You're the visionary. He said, but I have given so much. And we have so many wonderful leaders. And you can take it forward. You can carry on the mission. The mission is to take our oils to the world, to humanity.
He knew that you will do such a great job.
Well, he had more knowing than I did, that's for sure. But he just wanted everyone to have the value that the oils could bring to their lives. And that value was opening their minds, helping them get in touch with who they are, being able to create with that life energy that comes from the plants in the form of the oils. And when you can create that energy, well, we don't really create energy. We learn how to communicate with energy. We learn how to understand it, how to work with it. The energy is always there. It's what we do with it and what we make of it.
If you see it.
If you think, you talk about those humble beginnings, growing up in the mountains without running water and electricity, not having enough food to eat, wearing hand-me-down clothes, living off the land, to what we have today.
Yeah.
How many members' lives have been changed just because of the business model that they embraced because of what the oils did for them? It's magnificent what he created, what he gave to us, and what he expected us to carry on. Joe Cannon, our new president, made a statement to me just last week. And he said, I don't know exactly where Young Living can go, but I know that it's going a lot further than where we are right now.
That's perfect ending.
Is that not perfect?
It is perfect ending of the...
I mean, you know, where we are on this earth, how do we see out there into this immense future?
Yeah.
But there is a future out there, and it's immense. And we don't know what's going to happen in 2021, but we know our world is going to change.
The door is open and we are ready.
The door is open. It's opening. And I think people are waking up. They want something better. They want freedom. And people are standing up for what they want. That's the awakening of the mind. That's what we want. And if we have oils that help us become even more in touch with that, oils that help us really grab onto that awareness, where we're not just out there in, you know, Never Land, not really knowing what's going on. Now we know. And when you have a stronger awareness, you can make more definite decisions. You walk forward with strength and a knowing of the decision that you've made. And I feel that. Sometimes I feel like Gary's energy is with me. Sometimes when I talk, I say, Mary, was that you?
Where is it coming from?
No, I think, I know that's Gary. I know that's Gary talking. I can just feel his powerful strength. I don't know how to really put it into words, but I know what I feel. And I know that I cannot be dissuaded. You can't tell me something I can't do when I know that it's the right thing to do.
Mary, I'm so happy that you are on the top of this company because that's the leadership what we need.
Well, we have a lot of great people in leadership. Everything starts at the top and funnels down. I love what you've done with Beauty School. When you came to me with the idea, and this isn't my world, you know that, and it was your world. And I loved your ideas, and you were so enthusiastic, and I said, if you want to do it, go for it.
I remember.
And I'll be there to help you. And I have been. And so many people have been so helped and uplifted. You know, there's something about looking in the mirror and being able to put on some makeup and look better.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we do?
It is this confidence feeling.
Yeah.
I'm here and I'm staying.
I mean,
look at me.
Why do we put on eyeshadow and mascara?
Yeah.
Well, because we like the way it looks.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to like the way it looks. And it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Well, when you have beauty school and you mix that with everything else in Young Living, you know, our beauty products are full of our oils. So I can just feel it, and I know that so many of our members feel it. And I just love what you've done because I know you feel it. You have that inner knowing, and you loved Gary, and you understood him, and you knew what he was trying to say. And I just appreciate so much that you continually bring that to the knowing or to the awareness of our members out there. There are so many new members, and we welcome you. We love you. We're so happy you're with us. But you never had the great opportunity to hear Gary speak, and he was magnificent. And it was that love of God, that knowing in his soul that he
His personality,
expressed to everyone, and people were attracted to that. They wanted to be part of that. We're still part of that. Because the very thing that he left with us, the very thing that he brought to the world, is that which we still have that we can continue to take and give to the world. That's our mission. That's our responsibility. And anytime you help uplift someone else, you bring happiness to the soul. You bring warmth. You bring joy. You bring hope. And my goodness, do we ever need hope in this world? So many people are so unhappy and miserable and downtrodden and don't feel like there's anything left for them in this life. But they are wrong. There is hope. There's always something new. As long as you can walk and breathe and talk, there is hope. You don't know what's around the corner, but you have to live with a knowing that something better is around the corner. And that's what I see. That is the only thing I choose to see. I will not see anything else, because that which we see, that which we envision, is that which we draw to ourselves. So if you want to be negative and complain and be mad and angry and be fearful, that's what you bring to yourself. I choose not to see that. I won't bring that to myself. I don't live in fear. I'm not angry. I'm excited. I don't know what's around the corner, but I'm excited to find out. And we have a lot of people who are working so diligently within the corporate ranks to make that happen. And so many more lives are being touched. The message is going out to more people. More people are enjoying beauty school.
That's true.
Learning how to use the products.
How to be more confident, how to be more human to everybody else, because it's the beauty comes from inside out and it's balanced together always.
You said it perfectly. You're absolutely right. So I would say, let's do more beauty schools like this.
Let's do it.
Yes. And we'll be watching for all of you out there.
Thank you so much, Mary,
Oh,
for
this
your
has
time.
been fun. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. I hope the memories what you share are opening the more understanding of who Gary really was and how important he was and his mission to everything what we do and what we believe. Thank you again. It was really fun time.
Oh, thank you, Luba. I loved every minute of it. And we love all of you out there, and we can't see your faces, but hopefully we will one of these days.
We will. what do you think about Gary? I hope it will stay in your heart. His message will be always with you and will give you the power and strength to continue in his mission, to follow in his steps. So I'm very thankful to have had the opportunity to listen to him and a little bit working with him and learning from him. The beauty school was also Mary's Young idea and support, and Gary's Young idea and support. It was established because we were thinking how to support knowledge about the skincare products. And we were thinking about if women are deciding and shopping for the product, she wants to see it, she wants to smell it, she wants to see the packaging, she wants to listen to advice of somebody who knows about the product. She needs to understand the ingredients, and specifically Young Living members are really deep involved with the ingredients and checking all the labels to making sure that product is healthy, safe for their family. So all the beauty school is surrounded around beauty and how we stay confident in who we are. I have invited my good friend and coworker Ali.
Yes. Hi. So excited to be here and to be everyone's seeing us internationally now. Like this is so
we have
crazy.
to be very careful.
Yes.
We have to know what we are saying, but the first part of the beauty school is always talking about the name of the beauty school. It's beauty.
Yeah.
So I have invited Ali to help me talk about this. The topic, of course, is beauty and how we make sure that we understand that we are beautiful. In our past experience, when we were doing the beauty school, we have so many experiences and testimonials from women. What they are not really confident. They don't think they are beautiful, and family or surrounding lifestyle what they have, it's not really supporting them.
Right. Yeah.
I remember we were in the glamping and one lady came to me. She was in her 60s, and after our presentation, to kind of like punching them, hey, you are beautiful, you are worth it here. She came to me with her tears in her eyes, and she was saying, you know what, I'm so happy I came to this meeting because I feel I can go now home and talk to my husband, look at me, I am beautiful. Because in her 60 years of life, and I don't know how many years she was living with her husband, he never said to her that she's beautiful. This is so sad, and my first thought was, oh, just get divorced. Which hopefully she's not. Hopefully she will come home and he changed and he will support her.
I think also sometimes men have maybe a difficult time expressing how they feel. Maybe just if he didn't say it doesn't necessarily mean he didn't think she was beautiful, right? And sometimes as women, we need to be told those things.
Exactly.
Like we need to actually hear the words. We need to feel that love. And it's just, I don't know, it's just something as women I feel like we need to hear. So, and I like saying it even just to my other friends that are girls, you know, just even as friends, you can compliment someone and it goes a long way because you don't know if they've had a difficult day and they just need to hear, hey, you know, your outfit looks so cute, or your hair looks great, or, you know, thank you for being a great friend. Even it doesn't have to be about appearance. It could be just about their personality too.
And this is bringing me to my other remembering story. We were somewhere in the beauty school in the hotel, and I was in the elevator with two older ladies. They look like sisters, and they were kind of like sad and maybe tired. And I remember what we were talking in the presentation, and I was thinking, why not to do the practical use?
Right, yeah.
So I said, girls, your necklaces and your hairs are so beautiful. Are you sisters? And they just shine up and light it and kind of like start to talking, and I'm like, oh, it's too much. Just. But it was fun how this little comment make them glow and make them feel kind of like stand up tight and tall, and really you can see that they feel that they are
so true.
Beautiful.
And I feel even, I don't know, when I compliment someone, even I feel great too. Like I feel happy. Like I brought someone happiness that makes me happy. So I think we just need a little bit more of that in the world.
Yes, we all need to. And back home, we are challenging all of you to maybe go around and see your family or see your friends and say something beautiful to them, and you will see how their world is changing.
Yeah, exactly.
So beauty is always connected with the aging. When we are young and we are beautiful, we don't even think that some wrinkles can appear, or we have some pain, or we just don't even admit that aging. Who? Me? Never. But it comes with years and birthdays and everything. That wake up in the morning and you are thinking, what happened to my face? Where is this? What is this sagging here? It's just a little bit different perspective of aging right now, like maybe my parents or your parents, because when I was young and my mom was in her 50s, I was always thinking, oh, that's old.
That's so old, yeah.
That's old, it's like they were celebrating their birthdays, and my mom called her friends, let's sing, girls. And it disgusted me, like, what girls, what they are talking about. But I understand now, in our hearts, we always are little girls with the feel and notion to just play and be happy and admired, and just don't even think that we are getting older and something is bothering us. So what do you think about aging?
I think it's so true. I just remember being little and I loved celebrating my birthday. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, I don't know if I want my birthday to come along. Like, I'm getting older, but I don't feel that, right? Like, in the inside, I feel like I'm still in my 20s and I'm just having fun, and I think that's what it matters. And whatever you feel inside, you project on the outside, and people can see that. So,
yes, exactly.
It's something that we have to go through in life. Like you always say, we're getting older, but with that comes wisdom, with that comes knowledge, and I think the older I'm getting, a little bit more self-esteem too. Like, I think about the things that I thought were problems in high school. I'm like, why did I worry about that?
Exactly.
It was nothing. And I think advice to younger generation is don't worry about the little things. Like,
which is hard sometimes. When
so
you are a
hard.
teenager and you have the acne here, this is the end of the world.
Even now still, like, I still break out, and I sometimes go back thinking, oh my gosh, this is awful. I'm so embarrassed. But everything passes.
Everything passes. And the other, we are complaining sometimes we are getting older and my knee hurts, or I wake up and I'm not like jumping from the bed like used to. At that time, my stories and experience, I remember being in Canada on the World Athletic Competition.
I didn't know this.
See?
You were in a competition?
I did travel, and I don't know, my husband just thought that I'm an athlete. It's just like, don't go there. But I was competing, and I just remember, it was so hard competing with those world-known athletes, and me just, okay, let's play.
Yeah.
But I remember a situation when some athlete was running, and everybody on the stadium started clapping and standing and supporting him, and I'm just looking closer, and the athlete what was running 100 meters was 101-year-old man.
My goodness.
And was he running? Probably not, but just admiring him that he did this, and I'm complaining about my knee or my I don't know, any problems what we could have. Just open different perspective of aging. If they can do it, why we are worried to go above and beyond our age and do something what our body feels we can do it, or our soul feel what we can do it.
It's so true.
The other examples, it's the 105-year-old Julia. You remember?
I know. I remember her.
They call her Hurricane because she runs marathons, which I wish I can. I'm not really a runner, but
same. I'm not a runner
but I
either.
admire her. And when people asking her, well, what's the motivation and why she's doing it? And she said, I know I could run because I'm always outside working. And when the phone rings, I run inside to get it in. So this is very simple motivation for somebody, but it's opening the really different perspective of how we look at ourselves when we are getting older and complaining, and just, it's always helping to see somebody else and this really perspective. If those people can do it, what's happening to me? Why am I complaining? So since we are talking about Lady Hurricane, I'm sure she has a lot of athletic shoes.
I'm sure she does, and with that sometimes comes not so pleasant odors, let's say. But thankfully, Young Living has a lot of products that you can use to combat this. So one of our members on our team created this fun video. So let's take a look at it.
How did you like the video? Will you use it?
I am definitely going to try this.
Okay, we shouldn't do it right now. We don't
Not
have
right
athletic
now. We
shoes.
don't have- yeah.
No, we have beautiful high heels. You cannot see it, but they are beautiful, both
Yeah.
of us. So let's continue to talking about the beauty and mature beauty. Okay, so what is mature beauty? And as I mentioned before, it's a different generation. What I feel, it's generation where they are working so hard and they are confident, and it's there are a lot of women have so many jobs together: mom, household, social work, friends, church, community, everything, grandchildren, and it's. I feel like we don't even have time to stop and kind of like recognize, oh, am I getting older? Is it my next birthday? And I love the word of thinking almost like we are ageless. And I love it. We are ageless because we are so strong, and we all use everything possible to keep us going and making sure that we are choosing the right way to age gracefully.
Yes, I like
don't
that.
like the age word.
You don't.
The age word. To get there gracefully.
Yes.
But it is very important also understand how we choose products, what we are putting on our face, or what we are, what kind of nutrition we are doing. And clinical studies and all the researchers are proving that healthy people look more attractive despite their age, race, or nationality. So probably the first step to look at the beauty and choosing the skincare products or makeup to finalize our beauty is really kind of like looking in our health, what we do. So what you do, what did you use for breakfast? What did you do?
This
healthy style. Come on.
I had oatmeal.
Good. That's
So
healthy.
it's not my favorite thing to eat, but I eat it because I know that it's going to be good for me. And sometimes, we have to do things that we don't always like, but that will be good for us.
Exactly.
But I am not a big breakfast person. I'll say that.
The same
I'm
here.
not. That's why I'm like, I'll do the oatmeal, but that's about it. I've been trying though to drink a lot more water because that's like
And
that'll
that's
be
my biggest problem. I don't feel I'm thirsty. So.
Yes, and it's helped for me though since we've been working at home. I just always have my water bottle with me near me. So
I was just thinking, since it's almost morning here, and we didn't have really bottles of water here. We don't have it. What about beautiful nutritional drink? What everybody has at home, and maybe we can start our presentation with congratulations everybody who is watching us and following us.
And if they have this at home, they can join us.
Zum Gesundheit, na zdarovie, na zdravie. What is the English saying?
I don't know. In Spanish, it's salud.
Salud, or just drink, Ninja.
Oh, that's delicious.
It is delicious. It's delicious because it's cold.
Yes, that's how you have to have it cold.
Okay, so let's continue about the beauty and talk about beauty. And I remember we had a fantastic presenter, makeup artist from New York, Carmindi. She was a TV presenter, TV show.
She was in a TV show, What Not to Wear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I decided to get her to our beauty school, I was just fascinated by her understanding of what beauty is, and how she, even with this woman, what you look at her in the show and thinking, oh my gosh, woman, you need help. But Carmindi will come and she will say, I can't believe how your eyes are so beautiful, and your hair, look at your chin and cheeks, and you are just a beautiful woman. So she always was very positive and always pick up something to put this woman on the pedestal. And again, like we start talking in the beginning, this was helping, and they just glow and feel like admired and beautiful. So I have decided to have little of Carmindi to share with all of our international guests. Her motto and understanding is, we all are beautiful, but the most winning part of beautiful woman is when she is confident about this. So let's hear Carmindi. Carmindi, big applause for her.
Thank you so much. Many months ago, we got a call, my agent and I, from Luba, and she was talking about this new brand that I'd never heard of called Savvy Minerals, and I'm like, all right, let's check it out. I mean, I'm one of those people that I want to try everything and be my own guinea pig, and I'm sent every cosmetic company's product you can imagine. Skin, makeup, hair products, and if I don't like it, you're not going to hear from me, but I do try it on myself, and if I like it, then I'll put it on one of my models or one of my private consultations, because I work with real women all the time, or my mom or some friends, and I let them field test it. And if we're all in agreement, then I dig a little deeper. I see, okay, what's the company stand for, and kind of go from there. So when I received Savvy Minerals, I was stoked. I was like, wait a minute, not only is this company doing all the right things in terms of getting rid of the bad ingredients, but then I learned about this whole situation, this goddess sisterhood that I am so excited to be a part of. So I am a newbie here at beauty school, and I'm loving it. And I promise you this was not done on purpose, but a miracle happened last night that I witnessed. If you guys are wondering where this amazing rain came from, it came from CVS, and it's called gold duct tape. The night before I came here, I decided to kind of reorganize some of my furniture in my apartment, and my hand and my marble side table got into an argument, and my hand lost, and I wound up breaking my finger. And I had to get on a flight first thing to come here to Dallas, and so I didn't have time to go get it fixed. And when I came in here, Luba found out about it, she sent Nurse Ed, who came into my room and put on this magical concoction of, cool azul, and frankincense and peppermint and some other wonderful oil. And I swear to you guys, and I'm here to talk about makeup, but I'm telling you, the swelling went down, the pain was gone, this thing was wrapped like... the Young Living product. I had played with the Savvy Minerals, but this is amazing, amazing. So I'm super excited about it. Being here and understanding that you guys kind of come from that same mindset that I do is that we're all here to teach, inspire, empower, and help one another. And I really am so happy that Mary and her husband created this amazing line of makeup that does the same things that their oils do, which is deliver results in a very natural and clean way. Because let me ask you guys, what do you think the perfect idea of beauty is? What is a beautiful woman? What is beauty to you? And it's really not these kind of perfect images that we're seeing in magazines and in social media and on Instagram. It's definitely not this kind of fake look that we're painting on ourselves because of shows that we're watching and how to mimic the look of a celebrity and a model. And it's definitely not society's ridiculous obsession with perfection. That's not what beauty is. What beauty is, true meaning of beauty, it resonates from the soul into other people's eyes. It's contagious. It's an energy. It's a light. It's amazing. That's what beauty is. It's not about the outside. It's about the inside. Well, how do you get it? I mean, it sounds really good, but how do you get it? Because we struggle with how to get there from time to time. I mean, even some of the most confident people I know have those days where, well, what do I do on that one day that I'm just not feeling it? And, you know, we talked about it on the panel. What shows inside shows on the outside. It's very, very true. Now, I have worked with every type of woman, from models, celebrities, school teachers, students, women that survived breast cancer, women that are going through divorce and having to get back into the dating game again, women that lost everything and have to go out and find a new job, retirees, women celebrating their 70th birthday and what's the next chapter. And one thing I've noticed with all of these women, the secret to the most beautiful ones in the group are the ones with the most confidence.